Hey everyone, and of course, hey Sean. We're going to be going over a pretty exciting press release you guys just put out, appointing Jennifer Mitchell to the team. But first things first, Sean, how are you?
Been a busy week. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. So I guess, do you want to kick it off? Maybe say a little bit about Jennifer, maybe her background. Obviously, there is a bunch in the press release, but it would be awesome coming from you.
Yeah, look, I mean, she's got a tremendous background. She ran a company that's an international company. She ran the North American division as CEO. You know, she did business for years with Walmart and Target and Publix and Kroger. And, just she has all the experience we need. I'm the engine. I push. Anybody who knows me knows I only go in one direction. And, she's got a little bit more of a context around consumer goods and probably, some of the experience that we need and just some of the, really what you look for in an extra pair of eyes and an extra brain. And just, Jason, we get contacted on a fairly regular basis. I've spoken to guys that have managed as CEO or president, companies on the NASDAQ, guys that have sold their companies for 9 figures. And a lot of times, they want to work with us. They want to be consultants or whatever. And, we don't really need, you could always use more consultants, but sometimes too many, you can only execute so many things. Mm-hmm. And what Jennifer brings is just a grit and a willingness to be, in the nitty gritty of the day-to-day operations, along with bringing that, what all those consultants could also bring. So it's kind of like 2 for the price of 1 for us, and I'm just really thrilled to have her on the team.
Yeah, no, awesome. I mean, it definitely seems like it's going to take a load off your back, but using her experience to be able to really further things. Do you want to touch on, maybe a little bit more of, what this means for Nightfood, and maybe even a little bit more about what her day-to-day roles is? If you're, if you had to say, this is what I hope she's doing, what would you say?
Well, I mean, so the first thing is handling a lot of the operational stuff. We're running product right now. Things come up at the last minute, planning, production planning, inventory management, and really, that's day-to-day stuff, but also building out the infrastructure. We're expecting a lot of distribution coming up, and we're going to need to build a team. People ask how many employees we have, and technically we have 0. The flip side is, we've got dozens, if not many dozens of people, maybe 100, I don't know, that work on the business. So, right now at the co-packer, there's a dozen people manufacturing ice cream, stacking pallets. We've got our graphic design team. We've got brokers. We've got brokers all over the country working on this. So, it's outsourced. Just like if you're running e-commerce, you don't drive your own trucks and deliver, you use FedEx. There's a tremendous number of vendors. And up until now, most of them coming to me. Obviously, Jim is also there managing brokers and vendors from time to time. But we need to be able to build the operational infrastructure so that we can handle the kind of growth that we're expecting. And that's another big part of what she's doing. The other thing she's doing is sales and business development. She's got a tremendous background in the juvenile baby space. MAM is a huge market leader in pacifiers and baby bottles. And she's got a tremendous number of contacts. And, she reached out to a lot of those people. And I think that played a role in how she feels about taking this position, which is the feedback she's getting is amazing. I mean, she spoke to some of our brokers. She spoke to our Target broker, our Walmart broker. She wanted to get perspective on what's going on here. But she talked to her old PR people, the people she used to do business with, in terms of, does this thing have legs? How would you market this? Does this seem interesting? And of course, she's on the team now, so that tells you a bit about the feedback that she got. So it's not just operational. She also serves a huge function in terms of business development and marketing. So that's, I said it was 2 for the price of 1. Now maybe it feels like 4 for the price of 1.
No, for sure. And she already has the connections, like you said.
Yeah.
If obviously they were selling similar products, similar kind of target, obviously it's a much easier connection. Curious, I guess, for the people, did you find her? Did she find you? It seems like a perfect match. Obviously got to ask the question.
We found each other on LinkedIn. I mean, it's amazing. And when she reached out to me, she mentioned how she thought this product was amazing and the space was great. and that she was coming out of working at MAM, which is a huge company in the baby space. So she had a different perspective than if she was just some CEO of, I don't know, a ball bearing company or something. So, that's what kind of got the conversation going. And we had a few great phone calls, and it's just, sometimes the timing is just right and the fit is just right. And, it's just, LinkedIn is great. I mean, we got a message just recently from a doula that we had reached out to. We're doing some doula outreach on LinkedIn. For those that don't know, doulas are typically women that help other women through their pregnancy, kind of like a coach. They do all the things that the husbands are supposed to do, but probably would screw up if this is the joke I make with my wife. So the doulas are there, and they're coaching the women through this process. And we've been reaching out to doulas on LinkedIn. It's just a great platform. The doulas like the idea of the ice cream. They're starting to tell more of their clients. So you never know what's going to happen on LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, it keeps an endless pipeline. LinkedIn's extremely powerful. Yeah. You've been touching on, you expect great growth, you expect this, expect that. Is there any more of a teaser you want to throw at people other than we expect great growth?
Look, we don't know for sure. I mean, we're preparing for second meetings with some of the largest retailers in the country. We've got a major broker. I don't know if they're the largest in the industry, but if they're not the largest, they're one of the top three. Every division, every person, every point of contact there just fell in love with what we're doing. They really understand the pregnancy angle. So we've had some submissions. Now we're moving on. We're getting insurance certificates, vendor numbers, and all these things. But it doesn't mean anything definitive. I want to be clear on that. This is the normal course of business, but we've made it through the first round with some of these big companies. I expect to get in, but we don't know for sure. But they're keeping us busy, and look, we're very enthusiastic, and it doesn't hurt when we're talking to them and they see Jennifer on our team, because for a lot of these big box stores, one of the big things is not so much. I mean, one thing is, of course, do they think the product is interesting? Do they think it'll sell? But the other thing is, do they think that the company that they're about to do business with can uphold our obligations? Mm-hmm. So that is something where having somebody like Jennifer, who's done, I don't know how many millions and millions of dollars of business with all of these chains over the years, they know she knows what it takes, and we're not gonna screw up because we didn't know what we were getting into, because she's got that experience. So it's just one more reason why she brings tremendous value to us.
Yeah, hopefully we can get her on a video at some point. Obviously, it sounds like a very impressive person. Yeah, you in the press release you do cover, you recently contracted a $3 billion plus national consumer goods broker. Yeah. Do you want to explain that at all? Obviously we've done an interview with Zach before. Is there a difference, from that, Zach and his team to what this is bringing?
Yeah, I mean, yes, there is. These guys already represent and have ongoing relationships with the ice cream buyers in all these categories at these major chains, and it's just a very powerful. When you walk in with them, and they're putting us in front of these retailers, it just means something different. Same thing like I mentioned, like Walmart or Target or those companies, Walgreens, that Jennifer has done business with in the past. They can be confident knowing that we're not going to get in over our heads. Well, it's the same thing with that broker going in, to these accounts. They know, and Zach, of course, and Omni, I don't want to say anything bad about them. I mean, they do the New York market, but these companies, this broker that we're working with, they're national, and everybody knows them. And so just like Zach is within the New York market, these guys are on the national scale.
Yeah, and like you said, hey, it's a warm introduction.
Well, no, it's not a warm introduction. It's like they're vouching for us.
Yeah, no, and I was going to say,
that means something.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do business on a regular basis with these guys. So it's look, we still may not get in everywhere, right? But we're in great shape.
Yeah, no, well, things look exciting. Obviously it seems like there's going to be some big things coming. You're already saying you expect things to grow. You're confident, and I guess we'll see. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? I think really we went over a lot of it. I think obviously awesome that Jennifer's on board. Seems fantastic for the company, the perfect fit, like you said.
No, I mean, look, we got paperwork from New York. We've shipped the Pacific Northwest. You know, these markets are coming, and with more markets, I think we're going to be able to gain more traction. So we're just ready to go. I need to jump here, but you know, we're in really good shape. It's just going to be very busy and exciting next few months.